Well, good evening. I don't know. Good. How's your night, guys? That's what I'm saying. AW Air Warrior. What's up on this Saturday night? Hope you're all doing good, bros. Please. Hope you're all having a good time. Um, sorry. Bit infighting. There's kind of a fight going on X that I'm kind of involved in between Blinded and Red. If you're familiar with them. Sorry about that. Once it pop, I'm sure it's going to continue in this chat. Once you see them in the chat, I'm sure it's going to continue in the chat. See, blinded's here already. So yeah, it's going to appear in this chat. Blind is late. I am a little. Actually, I'm early. I think. I don't. See, all right. So it's gonna. You're gonna see it. Red. You'll see red any minute now, and they're gonna continue. They're gonna continue their little squabble. No, actually, it's kind of fun. It's fun. It's kind of fun what they're doing to each other. Completely destroying each other. I don't care about Hunter. I don't care about Skywalker Jedi says. Okay. Okay. I don't care. I don't take anything from him as face value. Okay. The guy needs medical help. He's not all there, so I'm not gonna. Like, I'm done. I'm like, no. Okay. I'm not gonna. All right. All right. Yeah. So. Oh yeah. I need to see this guy. Um. Tomorrow. Tomorrow's stream. We're gonna recap video games. We're gonna recap from State of Play, Sony State of Play, Summer Game Fest, and then the Xbox Showcase. Which because Xbox Showcase is being shown very early in the morning or early afternoon tomorrow. So yeah, tomorrow we're gonna recap the the video game weekend. That's what I call it. It's right. We also got the Nintendo on Thursday. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do tomorrow. So I'm just waiting purposely to the Xbox Showcase is over it, and then we'll recap the whole thing. And you're all free to join me on that stream tomorrow. All right. This stream is going to be a solo stream because it's my top 10 list of comic book villains, DC and Marvel related. I've read other comic books from other companies, but let's be honest, nobody really cares on YouTube. They only care about DC and Marvel. Okay, so let's be my top 10. Okay, it might look. It's not. There's not gonna be any surprises. I don't think there's gonna be surprises in there. Okay. So if you're expecting like a villain that you suspect, you don't get your hopes high. Now this is my top 10, right? May not be your top 10. Okay. Okay. I don't know where my friend. I don't know where my friend Degrassi's been today. He's been quiet today. Trying to tag him and everything. I'm trying to tag him. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go from 10 to 1. Okay. Okay. One list, man. Just one list. No, I kind of might have done something like this in 3 or 4 years ago, but I totally forgot. So I'm doing it again. So, all right. So where should we start? Number 10. Number 10. Okay. Number 10, Captain Cold. Captain Cold. The Flash villain. Leader of the Rogues. Leonard Snart. Leader of the Rogues. Why are you a compelling villain? You would think a name like Captain Cold is cartoonish, as corny as fuck. You would think so. He freezes people with the cold guns, but there's more to Captain Cold than just the uh, the jacket and the name. Okay, he does have a not so good upbringing, right? Like most villains. Has a sister, but also is a thief, right? He's a thief, but he's a thief with a code, with morals. He's not a typical. He's not a typical villain like cold-blooded villain. I would say he's a thief with a code. No drinking and no killing unless so. And he does have a heart, and he deeply cares about his sister. And he cares about the rogues. And sometimes he will help the Flash. He will help the Flash when the situation calls up upon it. Okay. Okay. He will help the good guys and protect Central City when it calls upon. If Central City is being invaded by people from like Darkseid, Brainiac, or I don't know, whatever, he'll step up and take down the invasion. Because Captain Cold is all about just stealing a theory. He doesn't care about power and control. Okay. No, no, the pay-per-view fight is just starting now. Because you're here. You and Blinded are here. The real fight. The main event. Okay? Captain Cold. Now that's my only Flash villain on there. Okay? Okay, what's my number 9? No. No. What? Number 9 is Carnage. Cleus Cassidy. Now this villain, Cleus Cassidy, is just a straight up psycho. Straight up psycho. From the day he was born, and adding the Carnage, the Red Symbiote, to a psychotic mind, to the sadistic mind of Cleus Cassidy, just even made him one of the most dangerous Spider-Man villains and one of the most dangerous Marvel villains in Marvel period. Right now, Cleus Cassidy. There's a lot more to Cleus Cassidy than a straight up psychopaths, right? There's actually kind of a backstory and a little bit of a backstory towards him, right? And now, like in the Spider-Man game, Spider-Man 2, we're getting like the introduction to Cleus Cassidy at the beginning of him in the game, but that's in the game version. And this is it's just a typical sadistic, psychotic, no remorse, no conscience menace to society. And the best way to compare him is a little similar to the Joker in that sense. If you, right? Because the Joker is like that, except Cleus Cassidy just kills for just kills and kills. Joker kills for kind of like a thrill, if you know what I mean. Oh, blinded! I think he's challenging you. I saw you to fight. All right, blinded. He's calling you out. Okay. Now, also, be he's gonna be right back in 15 minutes. Now he leaves. Now he leaves. Also, Cleus Cassidy, also the Venom symbiote and the Carnage symbiote are very right. Uh they are kind of together, right? The Carnage symbiote comes from the Venom symbiote, and he calls them father, grandpa, Carnage to Venom, right? And they don't like each other. They despise each other, right? Venom and Carnage. Because look, the thing about Venom is he's not crazy or sadistic like Carnage is. Carnage is just a straight up menace, and you combine that with Cletus Cassidy, it's just a recipe for even more disaster, more trouble. And he has some pretty big feats, and it has not just created problems for Spider-Man, right? He's also created problems for other Marvel characters too. Okay, so he's definitely up there as my number 9 villain. Okay, DC and Marvel. Okay, and I sure. Oh, Matt Kerr's in the Hall of Fame. Dwayne the Rock Johnson's in the Hall of Fame. Okay. All right. So, all right. That's so far. I've done Captain Cold and Carnage. Okay. Okay. Now, let's move on to number 7. That was number 7. Sinestro. Sinestro, Green Lantern villain, right? From DC. DC. Known, right? For more high-ranking, highly respected Green Lantern, right? But he turned to another way of ruling, policing the galaxy sectors. He found another way. He instead of believing the Green Lantern's way, he decided to inherit the Yellow Lantern's light, fear, right? Fear as a way as a weapon to control, right? As a fear as something to create kind of an authoritarian, fascist kind of like mentality, right? And to have he believes instead of the democracy, like that's the thing about Green Lanterns, right? It's about the colors represent. Green Lanterns about policing, but with more of a dramatic, more of a will, where fear, based on people's fears. Sinestro believes in fear is the way to control society, to control worlds, right? So you see fear as that, right? Like like how most authoritarian governments do, theoretic governments do. Okay, I mean he's such an interesting villain because he has a connection, as I said, to the Green Lanterns, and also to the rejection of Hal Jordan receiving the ring from Ibn Sur, the Green Lantern that died at the crash land of Earth and died in his ring, the ring of decided to find a new wing bearer, and that was Hal Jordan. He didn't believe Hal Jordan was worthy enough to be a Green Lantern, and that Ibn Sur was also his friend, and they probably come from the same species, the same world too, because they both have purple faces, right? So it logical sense they're just they're the same race, they're the same species, right? Okay, right. So yeah, Sinestro is definitely up there. Is a very important villain in the DC world, DC universe, and he's gonna appear in the Lantern show for the DCU with I don't know the actor's name, but he's gonna appear in it. And yeah, so when that show comes out next year, you'll see Sinestro in it. Previously, Sinestro was played by Mark Strong in the 2011 not so good Green Lantern movie with Ryan Reynolds as Hal Jordan. That's Sinestro was in that movie, previously played by Mark Strong. It was suggested, that the ending that Euro, they were going to do a sequel, right? Because we saw that he gathered the Yellow Ring and become to start the Yellow Corps, right? But obviously that bombed, the movie bombed, and so we decided not to go with it, with a sequel to the 2011 film. Okay, but once again, you'll see him in the Lantern show for HBO for the DCU in 2026. Okay, so it won't be far off until we see a live action Sinestro again. Okay, all right. So we want to move on. Let's move on to. So that was 7. So I did. Okay, Cold, Carnage, Sinestro. Okay, Two Face. Why did I put Two Face in my top 10? Okay, because Two Face. Okay, because Two Face is such an interesting. Okay, Two Face is such an interesting character. because it's a tragic character too. Harvey Dent, right? Trying to do his best for Gotham, uh, right? Clean up crime, put the bad guys away in jail, right? Straight up, straight up, all no nonsense, good guy. It's all about justice and wants to make Gotham a better place, right? And unfortunately, he tangles with the mob, right? He tangles with the mob, not the mod. And that's when everything changes. It doesn't matter which version it is. We got from the Long Halloween, so the mob. We got from even the Dark Knight, the Joker, still partnered with the mob. The Cape Crusader is with the mob, right? Doesn't matter. His the beginning of Two Faces descent to madness and the scarring and the burnt half is all related to him trying to clean up the city by making sure the families, the mob, end up in jail. Jail. Right? But he pays heavily for that price, right? Heavily for that. And that's when we see him fortunately get acid sprayed in his face, and all of a sudden he suffers from his mind's fractured, right? Two personalities, Harvey Dent and Two Face, two personalities battling each other out, right? Two different personalities. Okay, okay, two different personalities of, and it's very tragic because Batman blames himself, Bruce Wayne blames himself for Harvey Dent's downfall into madness, into this. And it's really trashy. And there's times where it seems like Harvey Dent has conquered the Two Face personality, where he's able to control it, but always gets out. Always gets out. Okay? And there's great different iterations of using Two Face. I mean, Aaron Eckhart's character in The Dark Knight, a great story there, how to use that. Right? But obviously, Long Halloween was the presidential origins of Two Face. I even think in the Batman animated series, the beginnings of Two Face there, great, a great introduction to Two Face because Harvey Dent was in the animated series as just Harvey Dent for a while, and then they decided to turn him Two Face later on. Okay. So this is probably gonna be a short stream and Hello Sideways. Okay. So let's moving on. Moving on. Moving on to 6. 6 I have Darkseid. Darkseid you could Darkseid in the DC world, you could say it's a personification of just pure evil. Pure evil. There's nothing that's remotely redeemable about him. Good about him. There's not even one trait where you could say, yeah, maybe there's a small chance. Small chance this guy could be redeemable. Darkseid is definition of that. He's a definition of a dictator, right? And obviously, he's arguably the biggest, most dangerous villain in DC. I don't think he's the most dangerous. He's one of them, but he's one of the most threatening and one of the most powerful and most dominant kind of villains there is in DC because he has his own planet, Apocalypse, whatever. He has his own army. He has the female furries. He has his son Calibac, aka Sturgis. He has Steppenwolf, right? A set of furries, and he has others, a mantis, and obviously technology. The technology there that Bruno Mannheim uses, the Intergang, but that's just it. You could classify him as a Superman villain, but he's more just a Superman villain. You could classify him as a Justice League villain because he's been in a lot of Justice League movies and stuff, right? And he's a lot of shit he's done. He's someone in the DC universe that when you see this guy, you just know he's pure hate, pure evil. And he's so evil. He's so evil that even Batman was willing to break his no kill rule just on Darkseid. This is talking about a guy like Batman who is willing not to kill the Joker, who we're going to talk about. Joker is going to be in this list, who is not willing to kill the Joker, but he's willing to kill Darkseid. Darkseid. When you have a villain like that is willing to make Batman break his vow not to kill anyone, that tells you about the villain. Tells you about the villain. Okay? Tells you something about the villain. And the shit he has done. Shit he has done. Okay. Now we're going to top five. Top five, okay? Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom has, to me, is a top 10 Marvel villain. And I think to most of you, he's a top 10 Marvel villain, right? I would say definitely a top 10 Marvel villain. Why is Doctor Doom on this list? Because he's such an interesting character. Okay? This guy, he's a fool to the Fantastic Four, but he's also been a good and bad guy. He's been both sides, but as a villain, this guy seeks out power and control. And he thinks he's doing it for the right reason, right? The right reason. And he thinks he's doing his best for his home country, Latveria. Not Latvia, Latveria. And it comes to blows with the Avengers, the Fantastic Four all the time. And I don't think Victor is a totally bad guy. Victor Von Doom is a totally evil guy because it was in the comics. There is now he's done some bad shit. Don't get me wrong, but in the comics, there are times where he's a compassionate, a caring. Sometimes was willing to do good. Okay. I would say he's more like a misunderstood villain. Um, I wouldn't call him a anti-hero in some aspects, but maybe right. But I don't know what to call him. He might think he's a hero in a different sense, but but but, and I can't wait to see him in Avengers Doomsday. Let's see what this version of Victor Von Doom, the Avengers Doom, if it's like he's trying to save his universe or whatever. I like that. He's trying to be the hero, right? He's doing this to try to be a hero. It may be unethical, or maybe not moral, but he's willing to do whatever it takes to save his universe, or maybe the multiverse in general. Whatever. We don't know yet. But I like that. That's why he's such an interesting character. Doctor Doom And he's kind of a scarred character too with the mask, right? All right. Okay, so so that's top five. Top four, Magneto. Now, like Doctor Doom, Magneto is very similar. Okay, very similar in a way. Magneto believes in mutant supremacy, right? Believes that the mutants should rule the earth. The next stage of human evolution, the mutants should rule the earth, right? And he sees how humans treat mutants, and that experience is from his time as a young boy during the Holocaust, right? He was there during the Holocaust. He was in the Holocaust, and he saw how the Nazis treated people like him, the Jews and others, right? So he saw how the Nazis saw themselves as superiority, the superior race, right, to humanity, right? The Assyrian race. I could be blowing it, but yeah. So he saw that, and he gained experience from that. That, you know what? I have all these powers. These people have these powers. We should be a superior race, not these humans who can't do anything. And what I like about that, it comes to conflict with Professor Xavier, who's his best friend, where he believes humans and mutants can live in peace. Now, why do I compare? Why do I say this is very similar, a little similar like Doctor Doom? Because over the years, Magneto has changed. Okay, Magneto has changed into more of a good guy. Cares about mutants, but his crest for, I would say, mutant supremacy has declined, has lowered, and he's become a good guy. Basically a good guy hero, right? He's still doing his best for mutants, but he's not genocidal towards humans anymore. He's not always he's not always hostile to humans anymore. He's become more accepting, right? Still believes in humans. He just wants to truly his best for mutants, right? That's what he wants. At first, he wants about mutant supremacy. Then, but as years come by, as the character evolve, as shows evolve with the character, is the movies evolve with the character, it's become more about what is best for mutants and not exactly best for, and is best for mutants, but not about mutant supremacy, just to be accepted, like a Xavier wants, right? And such an interesting character because mutants versus humans, such an allegory for acceptance, right? Acceptance, being accepted for who you are and what you are in the world. Because the Holocaust, among other things, Holocaust was a point in time where the Nazis didn't accept people for who they are and what they are and what they believe in, right? So, I mean, right? They didn't believe they didn't believe the Jews and other Jews and other cultures out there. They didn't believe them that they had a right to exist because they didn't see them as part of their overall goal was their supremacy, right? They didn't see them in the plan. They're in the way. So mutants is basically it's about right. It's about being accepted for who you are and what you are. Where the Nazis didn't do that, and other throughout history, there's other not just the Holocaust, right? Slavery, slavery to states, right? African Americans, and other things, and other and other things in the past with for in the world where people are not accepted for who they are and were treated as like garbage. Okay, okay. So that's 4. Let's get a top 3, brothers and sisters. Okay. Top 3, guys. Who's my third guy? Nope, nope, nope. I know who my third guy is. Where's my third guy? Green Goblin. Norman Osborn. Sorry, I was trying to find him. Right? One, arguably Spider-Man's arch nemesis. The one thing I'm trying to struggle with Spider-Man, does he have an arch enemy, an arch nemesis? But the thing is, I guess the Green Goblin is the closest to that, and they're trying to make him that. If you obviously in the Spider-Man animated show that came out this year, they're trying to make him like they they try to make him a mentor, but he's gonna turn villain. Green Goblin, obviously William Dafoe's Green Goblin, this is great. You could argue, like, I don't know with Spider-Man, he's a lot of good villains, but who is the true arch nemesis of of Green Goblin, right? I'm 6'1". Oh, you're a little taller than me, blinded. Right? And in the comics, like Norman Osborn is Green Goblin, right? And he's done a lot of shitty, terrible things too. He's the one who killed Grant Stacy, right? Killed Grant Stacy. Very famous comic book issue. Like they reacted that in the fucking Spider-Man 2, Amazing Spider-Man 2 movie with with Harry Osborn killing Grant Stacy, not Norman. Which, I mean, fuck, man, that was horrible. He's done a lot of shitty things. Uh, just not just the Queen Goblin side. Norman Osborn in general, right? You could arguably say he is a Spider-Man villain, but at times he's become more just a Spider-Man villain, right? Because he's wealthy. Norman Osborn's wealthy, rich, so obviously he's going to be well known more in the Marvel universe than just Spider-Man. But yeah, he's done a lot of. Norman Osborn is definitely Norman Osborn. Yeah, I'm saying Norman Osborn because Norman Osborn is the Green Goblin, and yeah, you could say he has the Green Goblin's a different personality, but so the Green Goblin personality is sadistic and crazy. But Norman Osborn is not a good man himself. It's not like Two-Face where Harvey Dent is a good person, a good guy trying to do what's right, and Two-Face is not exactly that. Like Norman Osborn is not a good person, and the Green Goblin is certainly not a good person. Give it go, blinded. Red Diddy, Green Diddy, Purple Diddy. Yeah. Okay. Silver Diddy. Okay. And Golden Diddy. Oh my god. That's my top 5. That's funny. I'm sorry. I'm kind of laughing at that. That's kind of funny. Okay. So, let me. Yeah, he's definitely a top tier villain. Marvel Universe, Marvel World, whatever. Now the top two, there's no in the top two, there's no Marvel villains. Okay, no Marvel villains. It's all DC, and they're very obvious choices. My top second villain is Lex Luthor or Luthor, the Superman villain. Just a regular human guy. You know, he's not like Norman Osborn where he has a persona and dresses like a Green Goblin. Just a regular human, but don't be fooled by him. He's made look like a regular human. We don't want to know. He may look like a regular human, but he's arguably the most dangerous human on Earth. And you can put Batman in that category too, because Batman's considered, as a hero, but sometimes they consider he's very dangerous. Even Superman said that. But Lex Luthor is considered maybe the most dangerous criminal on Earth. Mind Rise, okay? Because he has a lot of power and influence, right, around the world, around Luthor Corp. He could get away with doing shady things. He can make himself look good, right? He's a definition of what's wrong with society today with certain billionaires, right? But the thing about Lex Luthor is his contrast to Superman. 5 Ozymandias. Oh yeah, he's pretty up there. Yeah, he's technically a DC villain. But Lex Luthor, right? The thing about him is not what to describe, but it's his contrast to Superman. You see, Superman is obviously not from planet Earth. Because no planet Earth has the powers like Superman. No Earthling has it's a natural ability to fly, right? They just could fly all of a sudden. Or whatever, right? But he sees this guy from another world, and the people are looking up at him. But this guy's not human. This guy is blessed with these powers, so he sees that success should easily come to somebody like that, a non-human person, and the humans are aspiring to be like that. He sees that Superman is not an inspirational being because it's impossible to be like somebody like Superman for a human to be like Superman, right? Right? Anybody to be like Superman, and he doesn't. His hatred and his jealousy towards Superman blinds him to what Superman represents, too, right? Because he believes he believes he should be inspiration for humanity, should be, right? A successful billionaire, a successful made man. I don't even know if he's self-made man. You like Deacon Blackfire? Wow, that's a really weird one. That's out of the box, right? So in some generations, Lex Luthor is a self-made billionaire. In some generations, he's inherited his inherited Lex Corp or Luthor Corp, whatever you want to call it. But he sees as success, and he sees as what a human should aspire to be, right? The problem is, not all humans could be like that. It's impossible in the world. Not all people could be billionaires, right? Sure, some can, but it's a very small population. Superman, on the other hand, is not a billionaire. He's a guy with powers, but Superman is not about his powers. It's just about his inspiration, his morals, his code, what he represents. It's about the right things, doing things the right way. Lex Luthor doesn't see that, and humans, and that's the thing is, humans could learn from that, from Superman, right? Humans could learn from that, right? At least most humans can. Most humans have better chance learning from what Superman means than being success like Lex Luthor. It's just how it is. Sure, we all want to be billionaires. I'm sure we all want to be fucking wealthy, right? We want all of us to be wealthy, but we can't. But with Superman, we can be better people with the way he does things and says things and he teaches things and what he preaches, right? What Lex Luthor is trying to what Lex Luthor believes is he's successful. It doesn't work like that. The real world doesn't work like that. But Superman, sure, because it's not about his abilities. It's just about what he preaches, what he believes in, and people could believe in that, follow that. And the jealousy towards Superman is what makes Lex Luthor bitter towards him, do anything to make Superman look bad or kill him. And you could clearly, and then if you saw the last trailer of the James Gunn Superman movie, you heard Nicholas Holt's character of Lex Luthor near the end of the trailer. The tone of his voice talking about Superman, his disdain, his hatred for Superman. That tone is a tone of jealousy. Blind can back me up on. He saw in the trailer. That's a jealousy kind of tone. Like, I can't. I don't know the exact words, but the way the tone of the voice was, it was something towards like negative towards Superman. The way the tone of the voice of his voice in that trailer, Doctor Doom is good. That's top 3. I can see Doctor Doom top 3 definitely. But the way the trailer, that voice, the way Nicholas Hoult said his Lex Luthor's voice in that latest trailer came out a couple weeks ago, that's Lex Luthor descending even to more madness through jealousy. Okay, towards Superman. Okay. And I'm curious to see how James Gunn's Lex Luthor is. I'm just seeing things like on X about Superman. Oh, the budget inflated. Budget news inflated. Lawsuit thrown out. Like, so what the fuck? Stop with the shit. Stop talking about like such meaningless things about Superman and just come on. It's bullshit. Whatever. Okay. Number one. Number one, you know this. Joker. Batman, number one. Arch nemesis, arch enemy. Whatever. Why is Joker number one? You know how I said Darkseid is the most evil character? Like the most pure evil character in DC? Right? Well, he's just pure evil. The thing is, Joker, some people may disagree with me, but I don't think Joker's pure evil. And I have a reason why I don't think he's pure evil, because I think Joker actually knows what compassion is, knows what remorse is. I just don't think he gives a shit. That's the thing. That's the difference. I think Joker knows all that. Okay? Okay? Yes, Joker is psychotic. Right? Sadistic to, right? But the thing is, I think he knows all what compassion and remorse is. And he just doesn't give a shit. Okay? Like, I think Joker could be, like, it's impossible, but it's like almost an impossibility. But I think Joker could be, could be cured. Actually, I do think he can end up a better. I just don't think he wants to. The reason why I don't think he wants to is because how he sees the world, right? It's how he sees the world. It's how he sees the world, right? It's how he sees the world, the Joker. Okay? The Joker sees the world much different than anybody else. Anybody else in the DC or Marvel world, for example. He just sees the world very different. He sees the world as very black and white, if you really think about it. He doesn't think the world is right. He sees the world as not fair, right? Right? Like, the world is not fair, right? Obviously, the world is not fair, and he thinks why the world is not fair is because of things, right? People, of humans, they want control. You know, they got the governments, they got certain type of governments, right? Whether it's a democracy, an authoritarian, a socialistic government, a communism, all he believes is still fucking control, right? People controlling others, right? In some way, shape, or form. And he doesn't see that as freedom, right? He doesn't see it. He believes freedom is doing whatever shit you want. Chaos, basically, is fair, right? He said that to Harvey Dent in the hospital scene. You know, chaos is fair, right? Chaos is fair, right? And he believes doing whatever you want is true freedom. It's true fairness. And in a world like that, that's chaos, where there's no civilization, and not a civilized, right? A non-civilized society, right? right? That's what he believes, right? Really, if you try to look from his viewpoint, okay. Now you got this guy named Batman from Gotham. Batman is trying to make sense of the world, right? Trying to make sense of the world, specifically Gotham. Trying to fix it, trying to make it better, right? Trying to fix the corruption. That corruption that creates criminals, basically, right? Because corruption can create criminals, right? That's what happens in cities when the economy is down, when the economy is bad, things don't were bad. You can end up creating people, right? And they're forced to do things they don't want to do. Batman doesn't want that, right? Like Batman doesn't want that. That's a Bruce Wayne thing. He's willing to donate to charities, right? Charities, right? Right? That's Bruce Wayne. But what Batman Joker is, what Joker to Batman is basically the other side of the coin, right? Batman's about order and trying to keep his order, right? Trying to keep order, right? And when I mean by order, not like run by corruption, but like the right way of things, do things, where people are not victims or anything by corruption. Joker is just all about chaos, destruction. And he doesn't truly understand Batman on why you're trying to fight this, why you're fighting this, when the end goal is going to be the same over and over, because it has been the same for years and years in the world, for centuries, for millenniums, right? And Joker, in his mind, feels that he's the only one in freaking the history of the world where he sees that people in control, you'll never have freedom. It nothing will be fair, right? Like Joker's ideal world, whereas Joker's ideal world is just pure chaos, pure chaos, pure chaos. Okay, it's pure freaking chaos. But when he sees Batman, he sees somebody like trying to make sense of this, and he can't understand. Like Joker is accepted the world is shit. Batman, yeah, he's very moody. Bruce Wayne is very moody, right? Very moody, right? Things like that. And he's not always the most positive guy, right? Positive. He's more realistic, right? But he always has optimism, right? That's what keeps him going. What keeps Batman going is optimism for making Gotham a better place. Joker gave up on optimism long ago about the Gotham in the world. He just sees Gotham in the world as a playground. And he sees Batman as the guy that he sees Batman as the other kid in the playground, as someone he can mess with. Right? In a sick, twisted way, kind of like a friend / frenemy, you know? And Joker's only reason to live in this world, really, is Batman. Harley Quinn, playful personality, but Harley Quinn is not integral to the Joker for reasons I'm describing. And you think about it, Joker is a clown, right? And he has that laugh, smiling. The thing is, when people laugh or smile, it's supposed to be a happy thing, right? Right? It's supposed to be happy, right? You're supposed to be happy when you laugh or smile. Someone makes you laugh, someone says a joke, you laugh. Someone says a good compliment, or says something nice about you, a compliment, or you smile, right? So if you like, you smile. But you see this Joker guy, like it just sours on that, right? Like laughter is known as the best medicine, but Joker creates laughing gas that kills people. Like, right? Oh, Magneto's up. Magneto's pretty good. And Joker's done so much shit in Gotham, man. And now and like I said, the reason I don't call him pure evil is because there's precedents in comics at times where Joker, if Batman is not around, period, Joker's done. Joker has no reason to go on. Look at the Dark Knight Returns. Death in the Family is a good one. Look at the Dark Knight Returns. Dark Knight Returns. Batman was gone for a while. Joker is basically done. And there's times in the comic books, not just Dark Knight Returns, where Batman's not around anymore, is either retired or whatever. Joker's just done. Joker's done. Okay? Joker's done. So that's why I don't say he's pure evil. Okay? Okay? I think he's a pretty shitty human being also. Darkseid, to me, is pure evil. Pure evil. Okay? He is like Darkseid to me is pure evil. Pure there's no good qualities, redeeming qualities about Darkseid. Okay? At all. Okay? That's my top 10. I got some honorable mentions. Uh Honorable mentions. How certain characters are integral, how certain villains are integral to the hero, right? Me, right? Like a lot of Batman villains are integral to Batman, right? There are all certain aspects of Batman, right? Bruce Wayne Batman. It's very easy, right? Very easy. What? 3 Magneto, 2 Magneto blinded? So is there a second Magneto to know about? Harley Quinn, chaotic neutral. Uh, Also, so some honorable mentions. I'll do 2 or 3. Okay. I'm not gonna say Thanos because I don't think that the reason the comics Thanos does what he does, I don't think it's a very big. It's a very to me it's not really any doesn't to me it doesn't catch my attention. But the MCU version of Thanos, okay, because 3 is Doctor Doom, right? You said 3 was Doctor Doom, but the MCU version of Thanos is a much to me is a much he's a much better to me he's a much better characterization than the comic book Thanos. I don't like the idea he's just doing in the comics he's doing this he's doing what he's doing just for the affection of death. I like the MCU version of Thanos where he does have a reason why he's collecting Infinity Stones. He thinks he's a hero. He thinks he's a good guy. Even though me, Blind, and others make the joke, can he just wish for more resources instead of wiping up half of the universe? But the reason why he wants an Infinity Gauntlet kind of makes sense. Joker, the death of the family. I don't know, man, because blinded. If this is established DCU, Jason Todd might be alive or might be back as ready as Red Hood. I mean, if this is Damian Wayne blinded, if Damian Wayne's in Brave and the Bold, Death of the Family probably already happened, right? Like that's my worry about. I want my Joker to be. I want my Joker to be a mix of Arkham. I want my Joker to be the Arkham version, a mix of Arkham, the Arkham Joker, because I felt that Joker was creepy and obsessed, but also funny too. Like to me, blind, the Joker in Arkham is what Joker should be. Everything about the Joker in Arkham is what makes Joker Joker to me. But Thanos to me is not. The comic book version of Thanos is not. It's not on my list, on his list or my honorable list, just because I don't. It's just a stupid reason why he wants the Infinity Gauntlet. But the MCU version makes sense. All right, 2 different stories. Exactly blinded. And there are two different stories. The MCU version of Thanos is better than the comic book version. I think even you agree with that, Blind. Don't you think the MCU version of Thanos is better than the comic book version of Thanos? Which is weird because usually the comic book versions of the usually the comic book version of usually the comic book version of the Marvel characters are better than the MCU interpretations. Usually, right? Usually. Who else? Good honorable villain. Who else? Who else is a good villain? I don't know. I'm thinking from DC and Marvel. Give me a list. Deathstroke. I'll put Deathstroke up there. Deathstroke is a very good villain too. Okay. Oh yeah, Death of the Family. You know what? We get mixed up, blinded. Cause I. Oh yeah, I read that one. I read that arc, Death of the Family, when he kidnaps the Batman family. I like his reasoning too. But yeah, Deathstroke is definitely up there because yeah, Deathstroke is, he's kind of super shoulder assassin, kind of like Steve Rogers, right? Steve Rogers is not an assassin, but he got a super serum, right? But he's an assassin. He gets one eye. Also, like, I wouldn't say he's a pure bad guy, Deathstroke, either. He has a family he actually does care about, and he has battle formidable heroes, and he does have interesting stories, like the Judas, what's it called? Judas, the Judas. There was a show. There was a movie on it. You know what I'm talking about, right? Right? And him and Nightwing, Dick Grayson, great epic rivalry. His Deathstroke is he's definitely up there. Okay. I would say Great Wither is a good villain. Good villain. Okay, so I don't know who else. There's a lot of good villains. Reverse Flash. Reverse Flash out there. Reverse Flash is a solid villain. Uh, I just only problem with the only problem with Reverse Flash is Andy Muschietti should have put him in the movie. Whatever. He should have put him in the movie. Reverse Flash. He should have been put him in the movie. They never explained in the movie who killed Barry's mother. They just said some speedster killed Barry's mother, but they never said what Andy Muschietti said. Reverse Flash killed Barry's mother, but we never saw it. We never saw it. It was something that's important to see. Whatever. It was just that movie was all wrong. All wrong. You had a proper story right there. They just messed it up. All wrong. But he is just a character, right? Bane. Who else is a very? I don't. What else? I don't know what else. How long have we been going for? An hour, 64 minutes. Doc Ock. Superior Spider-Man. Doc Ock was awesome. That was a good one. I was thinking putting Doc Ock on there. Yeah, Doc Ock's a great villain too. Condiment King. Condiment King. Condiment King should have been my number one villain. But yeah, I think I'm done for the day, for the night. And only an hour. Yeah, see blinded. That's why I didn't put him on the list because Venom has been more of a hero, right? More of a good guy. So that's why I didn't put him on my list. And I know Magneto technically is kind of like more of a good guy now, like kind of more of a good guy. That's why he's on my list. And yeah, see, thing is like some characters on my list are not all like pure villains. Some of them have been heroes and good guys. Like Magneto, kind of. Magneto's been kind of a good guy. Doctor Doom, I say Doctor Doom is not technically a good guy, but like he has done some good things, right? That's why I put characters like that on my villain list or heroes list because I like, I like, I like that kind of. I like that kind of uh, not mysterious about them. I like that kind of discussion, that kind of lore about them. That right, and that make you want to talk about them, right? I don't like putting. I don't put like. I just don't put like putting villains in the top 10 list and have a 2 minute discussion about them because there's no nuance to them. There's nothing to them. So like characters like Doctor Doom and Magneto, where there's actually nuance. There's actually stuff you could talk about them, right? You can actually have a discussion about them, right? Same with Lex Luthor, the Joker, even Green Goblin to an extent. Carnage, not really. I know I've did Carnage, but Carnage, not really. But there's certain characters. I mean, see, not every villain, not every hero has where not every hero villain has that where you could talk about 5-10 minutes specifically about that character. All right, so that's about going to wrap it up. Ultron. Oh, I forgot to put Ultron there. Hey, not the MCU's Ultron. All right. I'll see you guys again tomorrow for sure. Make sure to let. Oh, I won't be doing a night stream tomorrow, guys. This is. Oh, I forgot to put Black Adam. And The Rock's Black Adam. So I won't be doing a night stream tomorrow. I'm not doing a night stream tomorrow. This is just for today. Because I had things to do. But tomorrow we're doing a stream in the afternoon. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and comment below. Bye.